Goose, up, 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 up. Good girl, Goose. So as many of you pointed out yesterday, Goose stole the show. So pretty much the rest of us were, I don't know what we were. We were just excess talent because Goose stole the show. But Goose, I don't think that you know how to make a garland. But fortunately, my friend Betsy does. Now, Betsy, let me give your MO a little bit.
Okay.
So she is everything in the neighborhood. She's the glue that holds Mesta Park together. Leah's
very kind.
Leah's shaking her head. So, babysitter extraordinaire, craftsperson extraordinaire, headhunter extraordinaire, because she helped me find Leah. Is there anything you can't do?
We'll find out.
Well, one thing I do know that you can do is make garland.
Yes.
So she has brought some garden making greenery with her today, and she's going to show us how to do that. But let's start out with a point of kind of inspiration and what I have asked you to help me to do.
Yeah, so the holiday home tour is coming up next weekend, and we are going to add a little bit of flair to this room, some greenery up here, and we have some really cute, colorful ornaments and garlands that Linda's purchased and gotten ready for us.
So, in other words, we are zhuzhing.
Zhuzh.
That's
the word of the day.
Yes, we are going to zhuzh, and I'm not sure exactly where we'll zhuzh. It might be, because I'm still waiting on some pom-pom garland. Right. It's in red, green, and white, and we will put a link below, and I think it comes in 10-foot strands, but I'm not sure. So depending on how long it is, when it gets here, we're going to swag it either over the blinds or over the bookcases.
Maybe up on the bookshelves.
Yes, because this, as you know, my office has been Santa's workshop. It is still very much a mess. There is glitter all over the floor, because one thing I have learned, I always like to share what I've learned this week, and what I've learned this week is that you cannot easily vacuum with a Goose around, because she tries to either eat the vacuum or eat the dust buster, and so she's going to be leaving tomorrow morning. So, and she's great. I can hear her greeting the mailman right now. Okay, so what I wanted to do is make this kind of a childlike, kind of a both nature meets soft and fuzzy.
Very playful colors.
Was our inspiration, and very colorful, because this is about the only room that I really allow tons of colors to come into. Okay, so point out some of the things we're going to be using, and I'll get my coffee cup out of the way.
So we have a couple things from Target here, these really cute pom-pom ornament decorations that we're going to hang from our garland. These are single ornaments. I think they come in a pack of 12. And then,
those are fuzzy balls.
Yeah,
fuzzy balls.
We've got, by the way, this reminds me to tell you that it's truly Christmas, because I've already shared with you how many bulbs have I broken this morning. I think I've broken one champagne glass, 2 navy blue ornaments, and 3 turtle doves. Yes, just today. Now, there's on occasion I had a little help. So
what are these little guys?
I know, aren't they so cute? So these are new guys. These came from Target, and we'll try to link to these below. But now these are friends that I just have had. Okay, if you're not going to cooperate, we're just not going to let you even be there. How's that?
Cut.
Okay, so, but look at these little guys. They're so sweet, and they're furry. I mean, look at this little dog. My friend Jenny gave me that one. And so, because they're all kind of soft and fuzzy, I want these to be on our garland. I've got a little Santa here, and I think these are so cute. Now, a couple of these, you may not know this, Betsy. Here, you hold this one. These are
look at his acorn hat.
I know. These are kind of famous. These guys have been on the channel before. Here, I can't resist, because everything's about telling a story. Okay, are they not so cute? Now, these have been on our channel before because I have used these on garden boots. I've worn
Okay.
them kind of on my garden boots to dress my garden
So
boots.
cute.
Yeah, that is truly garden inspired living. As is the fly
kind of
that
boots were
just flew around here. I think they were Mary boots.
you're right,
They
yeah.
were
Mary
my
boots.
brown Mary boots, and it was so cute. So Stuart, we need to put that picture up right here because it was really cute. So that is what we're going to do. So Betsy, take it away. How do we make a green garland that we're going to wrap and
Display.
display all of these other fun things on? Because, and I would show you how to do the garland, but I don't have that yet, or the fuzzy garland.
Right, the fuzzy
Okay,
pom-poms.
so you can tell we're
Well-
a little bit loopy around here today.
Okay, we're recovering from Thanksgiving. So I started just in the last couple weeks. I've really foraged in different parks in the neighborhood and my own yard. These were clippings from a neighbor's Christmas tree that they got their Christmas tree right before Thanksgiving and left some pieces, and I collected those.
This is what I love. She's got our whole thing. Her mode of operandi is to look for things that have been previously loved.
Yes.
And
Repurpose
use
the
them.
discards.
So
yeah.
so she got these out of somebody's trash can.
It
'cause
was
she's-
out of my neighbor's dumpster. That is
A girl
exactly
does what a
where
girl has to do. Another good
was the
place.
source.
Perfect pieces, yeah.
Another good place to go is where down in Midtown where they
Yeah,
sell the
pop-ups.
Christmas trees.
Yeah,
the
I'm sure they
pop-ups.
have all kinds
And
of
where they sell the Christmas
debris.
trees, there's tons.
Yeah.
I know. We have done that before too. We have foraged there.
Oh,
Okay,
my.
so I keep
So-
interrupting you.
You're just fine. So I started kind of foraging for different kinds of greenery. For the garland, that stuff that came straight from the Christmas tree works best because it's a little bit thicker and more sturdy. When we make our
Okay.
Tussy mussies and our wreaths, you can use some lighter, more floppy pieces because it'll make it look more
Okay,
whimsical.
so what you need then is obviously greenery.
Some greenery, and then
wire.
Yeah, I just use, this is cheap floral wire. You can get it at Michael's, you can get it at
I've seen it
Target.
at the dollar store.
I think you probably could
Yeah.
get it at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the round ones tangle really easy. The one that comes in a little bit more of a flatter spool. It's like
Yeah.
a flat rectangle wrapped around.
Oh, yeah.
That one does not tangle as bad, so that's the one I
Good
would
to know.
recommend.
Okay, that's
but this
a
is
tip.
what
It comes on like a paddle.
Yes. And that works a lot better. This one is just what I had to bring
Okay.
today.
Okay.
But I've cut a couple pieces of wire for us already. And I just take a big piece of wire and I grab a piece or two of the greenery.
Yeah, can you show us what does a piece look like that you generally look for?
This big.
Perfect example.
How big would you say that
Okay,
is,
this-
Linda?
And it's got
People will
some.
Yeah, it's pretty,
It's sturdy
sturdier
and
in the
it's
middle.
got some tension.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you did this or not, but what you can do in Oklahoma, it's always a consideration, particularly if you're hanging greenery outside, and it dries out very quickly
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because of our southern sun. So it does help to like put a bunch of this in your bathtub or in my public bathroom in the bathtub and let it really hydrate like overnight or something.
Yeah.
Then just spread it out on a sheet so it's at its most moist. Some people even add something called wilt proof
Okay.
to it, which is sometimes used on your evergreens to prevent moisture loss and desiccation and keep things looking green. So that's a little helpful
That would
tip.
be,
Okay,
that
so-
would have been awesome. I did not do that.
Okay, well,
but next
that's-
time
okay,
in the
it's-
future. And I just grab a couple pieces and string them together. I put the top of one and the bottom of another and just kind of wrap it. I might do 5 or 6 or 7 loops. And then I'll kind of bring that back down and get another piece.
So you never cut the wire. Kind of
Yeah, I try to keep the wire going. This piece is going to run out, so I'll have to get another piece. But yeah,
In
it's
general,
easier.
that's-
Yeah, in general, if you have that, what'd you call it? The
paddle, yeah.
That one, you can just wrap it and you
Yeah.
don't have to cut pieces ever. for
Okay,
your
this is
very end.
this is going to be our question of the day. I think it is so gratifying, albeit a little bit time consuming, but so very fun to do this yourself with cuttings and clippings from your own garden, from, if your park allows it, from your park, from, you may have friends who need their evergreens trimmed. And we're not doing lots of pruning here. We're just doing just a little bit. Just a little bit. So yeah, she's going, yeah, so what next? Okay. Yeah, so what next? This is all very, very spontaneous around here.
Should we tell them about our Tussy mussies?
Oh my goodness, yes.
That's my favorite part.
Okay. Yes. Okay, so you get the idea.
Show the garland.
Well, so yes, so this is the piece we've worked on just now. This is the piece we were working on earlier that we can just kind of attach and.
Okay, well, let's go ahead. Well, no, because I'm going to save that for a different project.
Okay.
But see, this is wonderful. And then once we get the pom-pom garland, we will just somehow attach it. And by we, I mean Betsy.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out and attach it. And then see, all of these cute little guys will hang. Yeah.
Kind of.
We'll
hang garland of friends.
We'll hang up here, and won't that be so cute? So even though I don't have grandchildren, I nevertheless have to channel them. And Betsy, what I love about Betsy is she brings over some of my favorite little friends.
Neighbors.
Yeah, she brings over Charlie and Jack and Julia, and yes, I am Miss Linda on the street. So Betsy will bring them by. Okay, so you kind of get the gist. And Leah, would you make sure that we put the links to these things? And I think it's going to be so cute. And obviously, once it gets done, because we're under pressure, which is why Betsy's helping me, we've got to get this done by next weekend. Now, if anybody is interested, this Wednesday, tell us about what's going on Wednesday.
Tuesday afternoon.
Oh, Tuesday, excuse me. Okay.
Tuesday afternoon, 2 to 4-ish at Ralph's Rowdy Boy Ranch. We are actually making a few wreaths with some live greenery. We're going to forage on his property and then kind of set up shop in the barn and make a couple of these. So.
And do a how-to. How fun. And we will put up a link or something where you can find out.
Absolutely.
Where you can find out more about it. But I think this is going to just be brilliant. Okay, so now let's move on to Tussy Mussies.
Right.
And so Leah, for those of you who just think that is a term that I made up, Leah is going to read the definition loudly, Leah, so we can.
I just pulled it up. It says it's a small flower bouquet typically given as a gift. But where did you say it originated from?
It originated back to Victorian times, and they would just be little handheld bouquets.
It says they covered up smells and were thought to prevent the spread of disease.
Yes, but because it was Victorian times, and that was an issue. But now I think they are just little beauties.
Right.
I think they're just, you can tuck one into a pocket. You could make it for someone. You could transform it into a wrist corsage.
It'd be really cute on Goose.
It'd be darling. Yeah. Or you know what else would be cute, Betsy? Let's say we took this and then we had a Christmas brooch.
Exactly.
We had a little bit of sparkle. And how dear would that be to make a bunch of these and take them up to a nursing home?
Oh, yes.
Or take it, to somebody old like me that just
to your neighbors.
To your neighbors, to Miss Linda, which is exactly where this one was delivered. This one was delivered. I mentioned it before. Charlie, the 8-year-old businesswoman. Sweet Charlie, who has more talent already in her little finger. She brought me a Tussy Mussy. She and Betsy brought me a Tussy Mussy. So the other thing I have done in the past, if you've watched this channel for any length of time, is a lot of times I do what I call Design by Tussy Mussy. And I will take cuttings of different things, different flora, flowers, foliage, and put them together in my hand. and if it looks good in my hand together, one texture, one leaf shape, one color against another, chances are it will look good in your garden beds if they like the same kind of conditions. Okay, so now instruct us on the art of Tussy Mussy making.
It's very similar to making the other things. I like the little bit more whimsical, flippy floppy greenery
Delicate,
like this.
right.
Yes, much more delicate. And then I even have some of these that have, is that juniper berry?
Oh, I
what
love
that's
that,
called?
yes. And this is what I have requested for the little Tussy Mussies that I want to suspend from the stockings in the parlor, because there's that bit of blue on there.
It's part of your
Right.
commission.
It's part of, yes, the commission.
Yes.
Yes.
We're working on those, getting your order
Yes,
prepared.
getting the order ready and teaching business terminology and
Yes, we're learning a lot in the
Yes.
process. But,
Yes.
yeah, so I would just grab a couple of pieces together. I like the baby's breath in that one. I don't think I brought any of that today.
Okay, we did have.
but you
we
brought a lot.
had some
Oh, yeah.
hypericum berries, I think. So depending on what color palette you're going for. And by the way, this is a great way to recycle, reuse, repurpose some of your maybe Thanksgiving or flower arrangements that
Absolutely.
you had. And some of the branches and the flowers may still have some life in them.
Right.
And you can just repurpose those. I did just some clippings of arborvitae from outside
Right.
because I also like it to be floppy, more ferny.
Yeah, I agree.
More
Should we put
ferny.
some of that on here?
We could.
back,
Let's see
maybe
if
some
I've
of
got. Yeah.
Piece of that.
And then if I use this as part of my Tussy Mussy, then probably I will also use it somewhere on my mantle
Right.
or
tie
something.
it all in
Yeah,
together.
tie it all in together. So then.
But once we feel like it's kind of set, I take another piece of this. I use the pre-cut floral wire for. I just get probably 20 inches of it and do that same thing. I just kind of wrap it back and forth, secure it. And the thing with these is the thing with this is that if you find another piece, if something pops up in your garden or on your walk, you can always
to it,
tuck
tuck it
more
in,
in and
yes.
add to it. Or if pieces of it start to turn brown, or you decide you don't like these blueberries, you just pop them out and
the other
adjust.
thing is, if obviously in some cases the exposed wire would be a consideration, so a ribbon would come in, a piece of ribbon would
Right.
come in handy there. But you could also, I think this would be so sweet to just make some of these, get some inexpensive ornaments, hang the ornament around it, preferably take off the price tag.
Right.
Take off the price tag, then put some ribbon or something.
very sweet.
And how sweet is that? Now, not only I'm going to hang these kind of upside down off of my stocking, and I'll probably clip
Clip
this
those a little
off.
bit.
But you could also do it like this, make it larger, and this would be a wonderful evergreen swag to put in your door knocker, to hang from a doorknob.
And with the holidays coming up, there's a lot of gift giving. You could tie that on a bottle of wine if you're going to a holiday party. You could tie it on one of my favorite wrappings is just plain brown paper. You can use the inside of a Whole Foods bag
Yes.
or brown craft paper,
Yes,
but
use
just a
what
little
you
bit
have.
of twine and this tucked in the side. I mean, it looks very thoughtful.
And a good way to use ribbon remnants that you might have from in the past. The other thing I think is as you said, really, really dear, and that's to put just this is a gift in and of itself to
Yeah.
adorn a package. So then it's kind of a twofer. The other thing that you mentioned that you did which I think is just so dear, is you hung little bells on some of them.
Yes,
yeah.
I think that would just be
dug those out
adorable,
of
especially
my mom's attic. We had lots of little gold and silver bells that we tied on them. I mean, they're very sweet. I'll have to send you a picture of those.
Oh, please do. I think that would just be very sweet. The other thing I love about this concept is that you can make these tiny little Tussy Mussies in so many different styles. So I don't know if you've taken it yet, but we did a quiz on what is your Christmas decorating style.
I have not done this yet.
Yeah, so if you might be a quiet traditionalist, and that was me. Leah, what were you?
Pop art enthusiast.
A pop art
that
enthusiast.
feels right.
Stuart, I
I was
think
the same as you.
You're a quiet traditionalist, but you take this quiz, and it kind of tells you what it is. But every one of those categories could be the thematic for how you put together your Tussy mussies. And I think that could be so cute. Now, something else that would be really cute, you could do definitely a kid's version of this and tuck in a candy cane.
Absolutely.
And some red and white striped ribbon. I think that would be adorable. Yeah. You could go really elegant with gold and maybe hang a gold ornament on it or something. Yep. But I just think the value and the charm of these can really not be overstated. Thank you, darling. Appreciate it. Well, I'm sure you guys have just been in a state of suspended animation, wondering, okay, what is going to be the smile present?
I have. Yeah.
For December, I know. I can see. I can just see the excitement on your face as we reveal the smile present for December, and it is these little boxes. There's different brands you can get. These are Brock's. I bought these online in bulk because, you know, you need smile presents in bulk. Betsy loves smile presents. So, Betsy, you are going to be the first recipient. Now, I might zhuzh these up. I might zhuzh these up a little bit before they get to be official smile presents, because it isn't December yet.
Right, that's
It's still
true.
November.
But it's coming soon.
But it's coming soon. But now, Leah, let's see if you recognize where the smile presents will live until they are gifted.
Oh, I do recognize
you
this.
recognize
How could anyone
that?
forget? We love this thrifted Santa bowl.
And it almost stayed where it was, because I was deliberating, but at the last minute.
I still want to see it upside
yeah.
down in the snow.
And I think somebody told me that came from Williams-Sonoma or someplace,
okay.
yeah, hoity-toity
Love it.
like that. But look how cute it looks, just with a tea towel and Santa and some bottle brush trees. So yeah, this greenery is just the best stuff. It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Just cut it outside.
Just
about
cut it
10 minutes
outside,
ago.
bring it in. Yes. So I think it's very, very cute.
Well, I've been using these to decorate my mantle, these little peppermint sticks. So we'll have to put a picture of how I've.
Okay, so do you
set
have
out.
them in little?
No, I just put them on top of each other, kind of
cute.
crisscross.
Kinda-
and-
oh,
Wow, you can even
like-
carve a little.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Like
a
Lincoln
idea.
logs?
Yeah, like
kind of
little
like
Lincoln
Lincoln logs. Okay,
They're
so
on my
cute.
mantle. I'll send a picture.
More importantly, they are delicious. They're
what I was
soft.
about to say.
They're soft candy canes. Stuart loves them.
You do
Yes,
them, I
they're
swear.
great in tea, in hot chocolate, or if you've had a little just too much coffee and you've got coffee breath, they're wonderful for that. But you know what else I love them for? Because this is the way I roll. I like to have tiny little gifts sticking out of the top of the stockings in a coordinated wrapping. And Betsy's just going like this, like, duh, doesn't everybody do that? And so these are great little packages to wrap, to tuck inside the stocking with just their little heads pointing out. And I happen to know my boys are not big sweet eaters, but my girls, my daughters-in-law, they are. And so I can always count on them to enjoy the sweet treats that I put in their stockings. So it's a twofer. These little soft candy canes, peppermint sticks, are wonderful, both as smile presents, but also as fodder for your stockings. Well, you may notice that we've got a little bit of a theme going today, and that is getting kids involved in your holiday wrapping and your holiday decorating. And I thought this was so cute. This was a gift that you brought me. It was a hostess gift that she brought me for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to let Betsy and Leah talk about this, because you guys both have really special little ones in your lives. You don't have
The cutest.
yeah, you don't have your own kids, but you have really special little ones in your life. So I'm going to let you guys take it away.
Okay, yes. I brought this to Linda on Thanksgiving because I knew there'd be a lot of food. But this little dish I got at Whole Foods it was a candle from Whole Foods. And then she can use the baking dish once the candle's all gone. But the cutest part is this little hand painted. I had my niece over. Her name's Lumi, and she's 2. And we painted a bunch, and it was looked messy and my table got messy, but it was so fun.
That's
and
part of the
she had a
fun.
blast.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to use these. Part of my Pop Art Enthusiast Christmas is this colorful little hand-painted gift tag. So I wrote Happy Thanksgiving on this one, but I'm planning to tie these to all my Christmas presents. So Lumi just hand-painted some little magic. And Betsy, what are some things you're doing with all the kids in your life?
All of the kids, they just love to be involved in any capacity. And so the painting is obviously everyone's most favorite activity. And we do a lot of watercolor painting, and you can, my tip for that, if the kids are younger, where they're usually, oh, there goes Goose. When you're doing the watercolors, you can get the colors that you want, the color palette you want in there wet, and not get the other colors wet. So then they're only able to really paint. They can't mix it up to make it all brown or
Lumi
gray.
was making some browns up in here.
Yeah, so we do a lot of Christmas trees. If it gets a little bit too wild, we'll just cut out the paper that they've already colored on and cut it to be a Christmas tree. And kids love to hole punch.
So cute.
Just anything.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's a great.
Hand you something that you brought over with Jack and Julia.
Oh.
Because this was
these
a
are
great
cute.
tip, and I think this would be a great thing to share. Is they did these paintings for me, but I love the way you taped them off. So tell me
my
about
goodness.
doing that.
Oh yes. So again, kids love to watercolor, but they can get really messy. So what I would start with is just cut your paper how big you want it, and then we just took painter's tape and taped off a little border. So then you have a nice clean edge. It looks a little bit more
like it belongs
put
in an
together.
art gallery.
Yes, it's a little bit easier to hang up or attach to something.
Frame helps a lot.
So
Yes,
cute.
and then Julia is old enough she can write her own name and sign that, put 2023. And then Jack, I just wrote his on there for him, but we always try to encourage an artist's signature and put their name and what year they made it so that you'll know later
I
on.
mean, I would frame all of those
Yeah.
individually, and as
So
a montage,
cute.
I think they would be absolutely wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
There was another one you did in black and red, and it's tucked into a frame on my gallery wall, because those are just wonderful, and those would make great gifts. You could go to a thrift store, you could go to really anywhere and get an inexpensive frame to fit those perfectly, and I think that would just be a darling, darling montage.
Growing up, we had a family member who wrapped everything in brown craft paper and then painted on top of that. So we have so many pieces of wrapping paper that we've taken off that he used acrylics, and there would be a Santa or a picture of somebody on it. But we have all of those that we've peeled off and saved still like years later. But you could do that easy too, where you wrap the present, tape off the place where you want them to color or do their painting, and then peel it off later. Very personalized.
Well, and one thing that I learned last week, I showed the wreath box that my son made when he was in 5th grade, I think.
Right.
But the importance of putting a date on it, and if they're in school, putting 4th grade or 5th grade, not just their age, because that really helps encapsulate that moment in time.
Right.
So you can really jettison yourself back to that period of time.
Absolutely.
And I think it's just charming and a really wonderful memento that is a cut above, I think, just sometimes the homemade gifts you get from your kiddos. These are definitely things I would very much display and have displayed.
Right.
Those were on my mantle in the parlor for I don't know how long.
Videos.
Yeah.
So sweet. Kids just make Christmas so much more fun and magical.
Right.
I love it.
And if you don't want to bake something, the traditional thing is bake gingerbread or bake cookies or whatever, but if you want something that's a little bit less caloric and more long lasting, pieces of art like this, I think, are just the ticket. Well, Leah and I and Stuart have become evangelical about this Manakura honey made from in New Zealand. It is raw Manuka honey. It's got all sorts of health benefits to commend it. And I was telling Betsy, since we're talking about kiddos and sweet treats that can also be healthy, I was saying that for all of the kiddos in your life, because I know you're doing stockings for a lot of them, that these little packets of Manakura honey,
these little singles.
Yes, these little singles would be great. And I gave some to Jack and Julia for tea time the other day.
Oh, I'm sure they
I gave
love
them-
that.
Yeah, it was our smile present last month with a little spoon. Okay, but I want you to taste this. First of all, look at this. Stuart, let's do it. Let's do its close up. I mean, look at that. I know, an audible gasp. Did you hear that? Okay, now taste it. It is like a melted caramel. And the thing I love about it is it doesn't crystallize, it doesn't oxidize, it stays.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Isn't it incredible?
Oh my goodness.
I know. It is absolutely incredible. So I'm definitely going to put a lot of these as little stocking stuffers.
Oh, it's perfect.
And you can buy it in a box. We'll put a link. You can buy it in a box with multiple packs, but I'm also going to have this out for guests over the holidays if they want to have it for their tea. But the other thing that we are going to do is it comes with a recipe for overnight oats
Oh, yum.
that you use this honey. And how great would that be to have? I don't know if do you normally make overnight oats in a crock pot or in a
You do them like a
Just
casserole
nothing?
dish.
Just
Yeah, you
nothing?
can do it in anything.
Oh, wouldn't it
In
be
a
cute
dish,
in
it's
Leah's
fine.
little
Little
dish?
jar.
Yeah.
In Leah's little dish.
Yeah.
So at any rate, this stuff is just the best.
It's delicious.
We have been going through it. Every person that comes in the door, oh, you've got to taste this. And fortunately, I have all these little wooden spoons that I got for last month's smile present. So I'm glad.
Well, thank you
like
for
it.
sharing that
Yes,
with
I'm
me.
glad you like it as much as,
So
as
yummy.
we do. So you take some of these, and whether or
Oh my
not you
gosh.
use them as stocking stuffers or you save them for yourself,
Right.
that's
Tricky.
that's entirely up to you. Well, I do have a certain pattern about all of this, and that is I always show you the uglies before I show you the pretties, and definitely this room is kind of a mess right now. But what is not a mess are my kiddos from Denver. This is my son, Jamie, and this is my daughter-in-law, Taylor, and Goose. You guys already know Goose. Goose has been in very, very many videos this weekend. She's been a good girl, which is part of the reason, though, that the house is a mess, because she likes to do what? She likes to eat the dustbuster.
She does.
Yes, she barks at it and eats the dustbuster. So we are just starting to bring Christmas to the great room. I've got one centerpiece that isn't completely finished yet. But since this room is kind of, I don't know, Tay, it's kind of Ralph Lauren-y, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, that's the vibe that we're going for. So the gift wrap and everything will kind of have that same vibe, kind of a safari theme. I've got one little tree up over here, and then there'll be a big tree outside, which we still need to get. I've got lots of stock and hanging to do, Taylor.
Stock and hanging.
Stock and hanging to do. And Taylor, you gave me lots of great ideas for stocking stuffers.
Yes.
Jamie, you need to
Amazon.
send me some ideas for stocking stuffers.
Can do.
Can do and will do and will do. And like I say, this is just a mess right now. But we're going to stock the bar. We're going to make sure that we've got everything we need for unexpected guests who come over for some unexpected frivolity. Taylor's really good about that. Taylor's going to share with me some of her favorite really quick and easy hors d'oeuvre recipes, appetizer recipes. Taylor, you are a great cook. And what is it? Okay, I don't know if you can hear Taylor because she's not mic'd up, but tell the world what we will be having at your house.
Oh, yes. So it's my first time hosting Christmas this year. And on the menu for Christmas Eve is beef braised short rib, twice baked potatoes, and burgundy mushrooms.
And
we're
yes,
so
and-
excited to host the Potters this year.
And a big salad and lots of bread.
Yes.
Lots of bread
And
for
of course,
dipping.
fun cocktails too.
And then, but this was in addition to just loving to have Taylor part of our family. Another reason we loved for her to join the family is because she brought a new Christmas Day tradition and share with us what your menu is for Christmas morning.
Christmas morning will be pozole and tamales.
I
We've
love
been
all this
doing that
planning.
for
It's so
years
good.
and years in my family, so
Very cool.
excited to carry on that tradition.
Yes, it's really wonderful.
Oh, neat.
And she's a great cook, and Jamie creates the ambiance.
Yes.
He's what are you, the creative coordinator?
Creative
Creative director. He's the creative director. He usually sets the table. He cleans up, makes sure he cleans up, and he keeps Goose under control and makes sure that. Are you in charge of changing out her collar and her scarf seasonally?
Yes.
Of course.
Of course,
You ready
because
for your
It has
What's
to
up?
say contemporary.
yes, Goose, you're so popular, honey. Well, that is what's going on here at the cottage as we continue to prep for the holidays. Like I say, I've got a pact with you guys. I show you the uglies first before all of the Christmas magic comes to full fruition. Thank you guys for indulging me, and I will see you guys next Wednesday for the Wednesday Walkabout.